Good morning. It is Thursday, May 8th. Dude, we're a week away from the last day of a SotoCon now. But this is the Automotive State of the Union. I'm Paul J. Daly. This is Kyle Mounts here. Today we're talking about Carvana and Ford and AI. We might even mention tariffs if you're lucky.
Are we going to say it? Are we going to say it? We're going to say it. We said it. We said the T word.
Let's get into the news quick. But first, look, SotoCon is coming in so hot. Thank you so much to our friends at Reynolds & Reynolds and Goobagoo for sponsoring, being the presenting sponsor of the event. We have a lot of sponsors, a lot of industry partners who are going to be there, who are not just there to talk to dealers. They are there to fully embrace the more than cars mindset and figure out how to make their products better, how to get that feedback loop going with dealers and each other. We've seen unbelievable industry collaboration over the last few years. Do I have the...
That's key. Like the fact that there have been product updates that have come out of sessions because of the type of conversations that we're able to have and speed up innovation, speed up collaboration. It's good for the entire ecosystem. So I'm excited to see what comes out of this year. I posted like all of the stats and data that come out and like people drop and it's like, oh, you mean that's possible? Okay, now I can run after that because I've seen someone else that said they can do that.
4-minute mile, baby.
There you
it was
go.
Impossible to 4-minute mile. Did it. Then everybody could do it. Well, everybody couldn't do it, but
yeah, that's true. I can't do a 4-minute mile.
I can't do a 5-minute mile. Can you do a 5-minute mile?
No, I've done a 5:38 before. 5:38 was my fastest.
Dude, isn't it crazy? You're huffing and puffing, and that's your fastest mile, and then someone beat you by 1 minute and 38 seconds.
A whole lap. Just so stupid.
I'm gonna go watch videos of that today. Fire me up for a SotoCon. All right, let's talk about some news. Carvana has bounced back in a major way, setting a new quarterly record for used vehicle sales and showcasing the company's transformation from high growth chaos to sustainable profitability amid looming tariff concerns. Q1 retail sales hit 133,898 units, which is up, bat down the hatches, 46% year over year. Crazy. They beat the prior record back when they were humming before the big challenges. They beat that record by 16,000 vehicles. Their net income reached 373 million. Revenue is up 38% year over year to 4.2 billion. Tariffs did cause a temporary demand bump, but Carvana is now focused on adapting inventory to price sensitive consumer behavior. They aim to sell 3 million vehicles annually within 5 to 10 years, targeting a 13.5% adjusted EBITDA margin and fully utilizing its existing infrastructure like ADESA, megasites, which we know about, and their inspection centers. CEO Ernie Garcia emphasized flexibility, saying we've got significant margin to work with and significant cash balances. That's about wild. A turn around.
Well, you know what's the craziest thing? I've talked to so many dealers over the last 3 months that says Carvana is outbidding them on almost every car on the lane.
Wow. Aggressive.
Not just that, but they're also outbidding them on every car in buying from the public.
Wow.
And they still have margin to work with.
That's,
you don't have to be the lowest price. You just have to be the best overall value.
And understand your consumer, understand who you're selling to, aggregating that.
Look, I mean, like cycle management. If you have not partnered with someone to get vehicle values in front of your customers on a regular basis that you already have in your system, you are losing. That is where Carvana has totally flipped the script on vehicle acquisition and trade cycle management.
What a turnaround. I mean, kudos to Ernie and the team there. Like a real true grit entrepreneurial story. Like, see it come around like this, and everyone who bought that stock when it was wherever, when everyone said they should have bought it.
I'm so frustrated that I didn't just go all in.
I know so many auto dealers who just went in hard on Carvana.
There are a ton. Yeah.
And they all sold it when it doubled. And now it's probably, like, what was it down to? You remember?
Like $2.13, right?
Holy cow. They sold it when it got to $5. They're like, yeah.
No, it's crazy. What is it up to now?
I don't even know. Nathan?
274, Paul.
So 100x basically?
Yeah, so it got down to 441 at its low.
So you're looking at what, a 50x return at least? If you bought that, well,
that's
there
crazy.
You go. It's the auto industry for you, folks. Speaking of the auto industry,
Segway.
Time.
We're adjusting. We're adjusting. As the auto industry is adjusting to newly announced tariffs, Ford is selectively now increasing prices on several 2025 miles while shielding current dealer inventory. Starting May 2nd, Mavericks, Bronco Sports, and Mach-E's, which are all produced in Mexico, will see MSRP increases of $600 all the way up to $2,000, depending on the trim and the features. Existing stock, though, and vehicles already in transit are keeping their original sticker prices. Earlier this week, Ford withdrew its 2025 outlook like a lot of the other OEMs, citing $1.5 billion in expected tariff-related impact. Ford is one of the first major automakers to publicly respond to the tariffs with pricing strategy. One executive said privately, this is a Wall Street Journal article, by the way,
Hey.
we can't forecast what we can't see.
Yeah, it's got to be tough. I cannot imagine managing this right now. But you know, what's kind of crazy to me is if I was them, I would be balancing this against my high volume inventory, like the Mach-E seeing a price increase. I hope that's the $600 one, not the $2,000 one, because they're already having trouble getting these.
I think the popular models, I have a feeling like the Bronco Sports are going to be the ones that, and the Mavericks are going to be the ones that get the higher end.
Yeah, for sure. But I can't imagine.
No, crazy. I mean, we're watching OEM after OEM, though, start to say, like, pull the forecasting. Like, we don't know.
Yep. As
soon as one does it, everyone else can do it.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah,
it was
we're
going
to see a ton this next week.
What do we see? Stellantis, Subaru, I think just everybody, basically. Did Carvana has? I mean, obviously, they're not an OEM.
No, Carvana's like up and to the right, baby. We got used cars.
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of up and to the right.
Segue.
Time. Seems like AI might be up and to the right in a courtroom twist. An Apple executive may have confirmed Google's worst fear, that AI is starting to eat into its search dominance. Eddie Q, Apple's services chief, testified that Safari searches dipped in April for the first time ever, likely due to users turning to AI tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity. Q expects Apple will eventually add AI search engines as user selectable options in Safari. If you know, they've had Google in there for a long time as the default engine. The revelation came during Google's antitrust trial, which has been kind of ongoing the last few months, where Apple disclosed it receives over $20 billion annually to keep Google the default. Isn't that wild?
That's a nice check right there.
Google's stock fell more than 7% following the testimony, wiping out tens of billions in market cap. They responded by saying, we continue to see overall query growth, especially from Apple's platform. So it's kind of like this. It's who's speaking the truth. There's a lot of search volume out there, whether or not the search volume is coming from Apple or not. Kind of interesting.
Well, a few things on this story. Number one, Eddie Q is probably one of the coolest names ever.
It's
definitely a character in the movie. It's the pool hall guy, or it's, I don't know. I don't know who it is. But we've talked about this several times on the show and a lot separately on what search behavior is looking like. And all this talk over ChatGPT taking it over, Perplexity. The reality is that still when you look at Google search volume, especially as it's driving traffic to websites, as it's driving traffic to answers, it's not even close to like the level of search changeover. And you and I were just talking, I think it was last week we were talking about this. Google is getting so much better at the first generative AI result when you search anything, typically in the Google search bar. And I've watched my personal behavior shift back to typing things into Google from ChatGPT because I've been very satisfied,
without a doubt,
with the generative AI answer that I get from Google. So for a while there, I was like, man, I would Google something and want the AI plain language answer that I know exists. So I would just open ChatGPT and do it. Yep. But now that Gemini is doing a really good job with it, it's easier to just type it in the browser window that I already have open.
It absolutely is. And those Gemini responses are getting more and more tuned up, and they're aggregating multiple sources into a real answer. What's scary about that from an SEO perspective is you're seeing more and more zero-click search. So relevant search results and driving people to website behavior it'll be an interesting thing to see over the next 4 to 5 months. And I think what we're going to see is movement toward paid search. primarily paid like YouTube, paid TikTok, paid Instagram ads where people can actually click through to your site, because organic search as a like mechanism for driving people into shopping behavior is going to start to fade, in my opinion. Watch out for it.
I also think that, I mean, we're going to see it happen. I haven't heard anything about it from anybody, but I mean, ChatGPT free version.
Oh, I mean, it's totally getting
like,
ads.
They're going to serve an ad up. And so it's just
you kidding me?
They're going to list the thing, like it's coming. And so I think we will see a resurgence of that little bit of real estate between that AI answer and just
can you say $20 billion, Paul?
Yeah, exactly. I can say that. I can say that. Well, listen, everybody, we hope you have an amazing Thursday. We hope you go to asotacon.com, look at the agenda, get your tickets so you can be with us next week in Baltimore, the 13th through the 15th. We hope to see you there, but whatever happens, we will definitely see you here tomorrow.